surprise will destroy it, because he is unable to get his line of defense ready in time. So the 900 chariots aren't going to help him, because there was no gas in the gas tank. The Israeli army in the Yom Kippur war had only 7 tanks on the Golan, because they were so sure, 7 tanks, because they were so certain that Syria wouldn't dare. 2 weeks before, they just shot down 13 Syrian MiGs in 2 minutes. So they had 7 tanks on the Golan. The Syrians attacked on Yom Kippur with 2,420 tanks. 2,420 against 7. The Yom Kippur War is the greatest mess of our time. It makes everything else look like nothing. The Syrians were through in 20 minutes. They were almost to Tiberias. And then they stopped because they couldn't believe it. They said, there must be a tremendous trap here. They waited a whole day. They waited a whole day. They could have been in Haifa. There was nothing between them. But that was, again, the arrogance. And that's why they all got fired. And that was the Suez line, the Bar-Lev line, had the Israelis had built a series of oil pipelines that threw oil on the waters of the Suez, and then they would light it with a match, and the whole Suez Canal would be on fire, which would prevent, or certainly impede, any easy crossing of the canal. That's a great idea. They spent like, I don't know, $4 or $5 million to put in the system. And then they decided that the Egyptians aren't going to attack. It's crazy. So they let it all fill up with sand. And then the day that they needed it, it was all full of sand. That's all of life is like that, right? What do you need the fire drills for? You're never going to have a fire, right? What do I need a spare tire for? I got 4 good tires. Whenever you say things such as that, right? Murphy invented the law that it has almost no exceptions. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And that's what happens to Sisera. Sisera has underestimated the enemy. He's not prepared. He's not psychologically prepared. He came to have a good time. He didn't come to have a real war. And all of a sudden, these 10,000 soldiers are falling on his camp. And the Tanakh doesn't describe the battle for us, but the Medrash does, that Barak simply outflanked them. He didn't have 10,000 men run across the whole line. He had 10,000 men run